Welcome to my house, Super Bowl edition. What's going on, guys? I want to talk a little bit about the big game today and see what you guys think. So I'm going to let you know how I think both teams can win, and then I'll give you my selection at the end. So first, let's talk about San Francisco. How does San Francisco win? Well, I think they have to be two-dimensional late. So what does that mean? I think they have to be able to run and pass, going into the second half. If they're down big early and come, late third quarter, early fourth quarter, you're down 10 points or so. I think that's night. I don't think they can win that game. I think San Francisco has got to be able to, still given their McCaffrey, Deebo Samuels, small stuff to take it deep, they're pretty deadly. You know what I'm saying? So if they can keep it close late, and then I think it's a coin flip at that point. And so that's how I think San Francisco wins. I think San Francisco, it has to play legitimate San Francisco football. They have to play great defense. They have to not turn the ball over. They have to be able to keep the game two-dimensional late. So they have to keep the game close. And then kind of win a New York Giants style Super Bowl. Keep it close, score late, and walk away with the trophy. How does Kansas City win? Well, I think Kansas City, unfortunately for the Niner fans, Kansas City has the best player on earth. So the Niners have the best collection of players, but the best player right now playing football is obvious, Patrick Mahomes. And so I think, how does Kansas City win? I think if Kansas City gets up early, I think they can just put them to sleep. I think if they're up early and they can just keep it moving and keep it where it's a touchdown or 10 points going into the fourth quarter, I think that's going to put some pressure on the Niners to start dropping back too much. Then again, Spagnuolo's just going to get after it. I mean, he's beaten the great Tom Brady twice. You know what I'm saying? Like he's put some special stuff together against a one-dimensional team late. So I'm going to give the advantage to Spagnuolo if it is, Kansas City up by a score or so late. But if it's close, I truly think it's a coin flip. So, how does Kansas City win? I think Kansas City can win a multiple of ways. But I think, because I think that with the great Pat Mahomes, I think if they're down a couple scores, I still think they have a chance. It's a proven commodity. The guy's a legend, and that's that. So I think that that's how they can win. I think they got multiple ways of winning, but their easiest way of victory is going to be get up and stay up and then just ride it out. Pat Mahomes is not only the most talented guy, he's probably the best game manager as well. You know what I mean? So he's not going to try to push it when it doesn't need to be pushed. And also he can make every throw in the business, and he's electrifying. So I think that Kansas City has a multiple ways of winning. But that being said, let me get back to my pick here. So my pick is going to be Kansas City, but it's only because the multiple of ways. I think the Niners are limited in how they can win. I think that they truly have got to, they got to be close or have a slight lead going late, and hope for some turnovers and stuff like that. Because other than that, I don't. There's too much on the line right now for Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is being talked about as the greatest of all time. Well, if he loses against Brock Purdy, he's not ever going to be the greatest of all time. He just isn't. You know what I mean? He's just not going to be. But if he can get this one, now you start having conversations that lead up to it. But you can't lose here. So there's a lot in the line. There's a lot of pressure. The Niners have the better team, but Kansas City has the better quarterback and has the best player on the football field. So I'm going to go with Kansas City Chiefs. Kind of boring, kind of not really excited about either team, but that's my pick. Kansas City, and I'm going to say probably by about 7. I would say, we'll say 23-16. All right, other than that, welcome to my house, Super Bowl. Let's go.